Walkaround family, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to take a look at a 2024 Honda Accord Sport L in crystal black pearl. Sport L is one notch below from the Touring. Below this you have the EXL, Sport, EX, and LX. If you go for an LX or an EX model, those are not hybrids, 1.5 turbo gasoline engines only. Once you go Sport and above, hybrid only. From 23 to 24, the design is still the same. So you can see up front, I have the headlights on, and you have full LED headlamps. So LED high beam, low beam, daytime running lights, and turn signals. The high beam is actually in the middle, low beam is on the outside of the lenses there. And down below, no fog lights at all. You do have a bumper, like a little insert there, but that's pretty much it. And it is gloss black on the Sport L. If you go for a different trim level, this piece right here will be a different color. On the bottom portion here, it is flat black. You do have this gloss black front kind of lip up front, and you do have a gloss black grille with your Honda emblem up front that also houses your radar for Honda sensing. So since the design is still the same for 23, you know that Honda completely redesigned the Accord and went for a more, I would say, more sophisticated look versus the more aggressive look from the previous generation. So you do have the longer hood, wider windshield. You do have the updated Honda sensing camera, so it is a little bit more wider as well. And it's just a good look overall, especially the Sport L. Sport L gives blacks out everything. And one difference from the Sport versus the Sport L, you're gonna see are these wheels, because the Sport looks like the Sport L, but the Sport L has more equipment. So you do get these 18s, and I mean these are actually 19s. Sorry, you get 19s on the Sport L, the Touring, and the Sport. If you get an EXL, it'll be a 17-inch rim, and the tires are 235 40s, and these are Goodyear tires as well, like Eagle Tourings. And the finish to the rims is almost like a satin matte finish. Kind of remind me of the SI rim. If you go with a Sport hybrid, regular Sport, not the Sport L, you get the same design, but it'll be black on the outside, which is more of a gloss black, and silver inserts inside. But side mirrors are body colored. Right below it, you have flat black. There's no LED turn signals on the side mirrors at all. Around the window, all blacked out as well. So this is the reason why you go for the Sport L if you just like that blacked out look, especially if you get the crystal black pearl. It just rained, so it was all wet, but it's a nice look, the black on black. This Accord does have body side molding, so if you're kind of curious of what it'll look like, that's exactly how it looks. So protect you from door dings. Someone open their door, they're not gonna put a note on your window saying, "Hey, sorry, here's my insurance," or they'll give you a snicker. No, they're gonna ding your door, drive off. So if you want to help protect that, you can add the body side molding on there. Here's the side profile of the Accord, so you still get that slant kind of fastback look, make it look like a hatchback, but it's not a hatchback. Sport L also will have a moonroof, and what's cool is actually you get a moonroof supporting up, so that's a nice addition for the newer generation. Blind spot monitoring is standard on the Sport L. I know for 23, I made some videos showing that some Sport Ls came with it, some didn't come with it. For 24, it looked like they fixed that up as well. Door handles is also body colored. You do have a shark fin style antenna that's also body colored. And this one does have tint on it, so if you like that dark look with the tints, this is exactly how it'll look. Now come along to the rear, Sport L will have a little spoiler on there above the trunk. Give it, just give a little touch of sportiness. The car is on, so if you're not used to hybrid, sometimes the car will be running and you won't hear nothing. So you don't hear no engine, no nothing, so it's really quiet. The car is on right now, and one thing I love about the Accords are the full LED taillights. So Honda usually do a combination where some of the bulbs are traditional bulbs, some are LED. The Accord is going to be LED brake lights, turn signals, and reverse lights. And let me get in here too. So the license plate light is also LED as well, and your third brake light is LED. So everything's full LED. Accord is in chrome. Little baby H is in chrome. Sport is in black, and then the hybrid is in chrome. One thing the Sport L does add on the rear that the normal Sport hybrid doesn't is this rear diffuser back here. So that's standard on the Sport L. If you get a hybrid though, or an Accord, it don't have to be a hybrid, you can add that rear diffuser too, but it's standard on the Sport L. So from the looks, the wheels and the rear diffuser is going to be a big giveaway of which sport this is, if it's a regular sport or a Sport L. You do have a capless fuel filler, so if you push it, it'll open up the cap, and when it's closed and the cord is locked, then it'll lock this door. So that way, not anyone can just come up to your cord and open up your gas tank. And here is the key for the cord. So you do have lock, unlock. You have remote start built in. You do have a trunk button. If you hold it, it'll pop the trunk open all the way because the cords have the strut in there. You have the panic button, and you do have a button to take the, there's an emergency key in the fob. So you want to take the key out, you have that button for that as well. But before we get to the trunk, we're gonna jump in. So because you have the newer smart key, you have smart entry. So you have these little lines right here that you tap, it'll lock the door. If the key is nearby in your pocket or in your purse, you put your hand in there, it'll unlock for you. So let's open this up. Now Sport L, interior color, the only option is black. So if you want a light interior, then you're not gonna get a Sport L. You're gonna get an EXL or you're gonna get a Touring, and if you don't want a hybrid, LX and EX have, I think, gray interior options as well. So, oh yeah, had the headlights on. Let's turn that off, put that back to auto. So on the door here, you do have not really soft touch up here. It's slightly soft touch up here. This is very soft. Soft and soft where your armrest is as well. And I apologize for the little dust that's on it. This one literally just came in. So you do have auto up down for the front windows. You hold for the rear, but it's full power. Power locks, power mirrors, and you do have some storage in here too. So storage, little bottle holder in there. And the Sport L will give you memory seats. So you have 2-position memory seats on the driver door, and it's only on the driver door, not on the passenger door. That's why on the key, you have driver 1 and driver 2. Let me see if I can get the key and show you guys. I don't know where I put the key. The key is somewhere. On the back of the key fob, you have a number 1. The second key will have number 2, because you can save your seat position, your mirrors position, and some settings on the screen to your key. Also, the cords now have profiles that you can sign in and have your own profile set up, which is cool, kind of like a computer. On the driver's seat, you can see you have this new design that Honda says it's some more, I guess it hugs you a little bit more better. It's a lot more comfortable, and it's perforated as well too. And you do have a power driver seat on the driver's side, so forward and back. You have up and down. This portion right here, you can tilt it up and down. Of course, you have your back, forward and back, and then you have lumbar in and out. On the passenger side, you do have forward and back, and then you have your back, forward and back. And that's pretty much it. So no up and down, just a 4-way power adjustment. Let's jump in here. So the Sport does give you can see the Sport pedals, and they even give you the same thing as a dead pedal, which is really cool. Usually a lot of cars give you a Sport gas and brake, but no dead pedal. So it's a nice touch that Honda added, and you can see to pop the trunk and to pop the hood, it's right down below. So we're gonna get in here, and then you should hear your welcome to your Honda symbol there. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on. So foot on brake, push the button. Full digital display, and that's standard on every Accord. You have one vent on the left side of the steering wheel that you can open and close the airflow. And the Civic came out with this new vent design, and the Accord followed suit as well. And you can see it goes across the whole dash. Now the whole thing is not a vent, of course, but wherever you can actually see where the vent is and where the vent is not. And usually the Accords will have a sea of buttons under here. Now Honda managed to put everything on the screen here as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually get the heat going so you can hear the engine kick on, because it is not warm today. So on your gauge here, you have battery on the left side, you have gas gauge on the right side. The left pod is gonna be your power meter, and the right pod is gonna be speedometer. You do have a digital speedometer in the middle, and you have a little picture of the Accord right in the middle. So if you wanted to, if I hit the brakes, see little brakes pop up there. Let me see, I can zoom in and show you guys. So you see little brakes right there. If I turn on the signal, it'll blink, which is cool. Put on the headlights, it'll turn on the headlights. Nice little feature that Honda added to the Accord, and most of our Hondas now are getting that. It's actually pretty cool. So right below on the bottom, you have your miles and what mode you're in, and you can put the hybrid system into EV only or auto, what gear you're in, the outside temperature, and this pod as well too. You can customize to view different information. So on the left side of the steering wheel here, you have a next track, you have previous, you have volume, You have voice command and a scroll wheel, and the scroll wheel will control that left pod over there. So for example, let me zoom in there so I can show you guys. I'm gonna scroll, and then you can see you have phone, FM, AM, USB, Bluetooth, smartphone, so it's Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You have Alexa built in. You can customize it where you can remove and show different apps as well. And you can even turn off the audio and clock if you didn't want it on this left screen as well. So that's cool. And hide and show, you can remove certain apps as well. So you can tailor it to exactly how you want it. And then on the right side of the steering wheel, you do have some of your cruise buttons. So you have your cruise on and off, cancel, resume, set. This adjust the distance for adaptive cruise control. And then you have your lane keep assist on and off. And then you have your scroll wheel here for this right screen over here. And on the right side, you're pretty much will be able to show you information like you can have nothing, you can have brightness. Let me get in there for you guys. You can have vehicle stability on and off. Usually that's a button, but Honda moved some of the features into the screen now. You can have your gauge display. So if you wanted to, you can show what you want to hide and show, and you can do gauge design where right now it's on a round. You can switch it to bar. Oh, I hit round by accident. You can switch it to bar, and your speedometer and your power level will be up and down, which is cool. You can have minimal. So it's gauges with less information. That's cool. I even read the message right there. And then you can have bar minimal where it's the bar but less information. So gauges will hide when cruise is activated. I wonder if that means while you're driving it'll show less information or cruise control. And then you can have minimal. Minimal is probably almost nothing. That's cool. You can have no bar and no round if you wanted to. I'm gonna leave it on round though. Go back to that guy. And then let's go back. You have your power flow. So with your power flow, you're able to see what's going on with the battery. Is the battery operating the vehicle? Is the gasoline motor operating the vehicle? Is the motor charging the battery? Are you charging the battery with regenerative braking? You can decide on, not decide, but you can see what's going on with the vehicle. Your range and fuel. So I almost have a full tank. I'm 1 bar down, and I have 521 miles. So you can keep track of trip A, trip B if you wanted to. Speed and time for the engine itself. Navigation. So if you don't have a destination set in the Accord, then it'll be a compass pretty much, which is nice. You have driver attention. So are you fully awake to drive? Who have their seatbelts on? I'm at a good noodle. Seatbelt is not on. Get your maintenance life, so you can see your oil life here, and your safety features. So here you can turn on and off your road departure, your blind spot monitoring, and your collision mitigation braking system as well. If you go to a touring, then you get a little bit more options, and then you have nothing. So we'll zoom back out of there, and you do have power shifters behind the steering wheel, and what that will do is you can adjust the regenerative braking. So while you're driving, when you take your foot off the gas, you can adjust how much it slows down. So does it coast like a normal car, or when you take your foot off the gas, does it slow down and it feels like you have a parachute on the vehicle? Of course, the more aggressive it is, then the more you're charging the battery. But most hybrids give you one level, which is a B mode. The Accord give you multiple levels, which is cool. On the left side of the steering wheel, well, the left stock, you have off, auto, parking, and on for your headlights, and you do have auto and off high beam. And on the right side, you have your wipers, so off, intermediate, low, and high. If you want the rain sensing windshield wipers, you have to get a Touring. Steering wheel is leather wrapped, so you can see it feels good to the hand. And you do have a little bit gloss black down here, which is a regular, like a gray plastic here. And Honda uses steering wheel almost in most of their vehicles, so you should be very familiar. Coming along to the center console here. So one thing the hybrids Accords have is the wider touchscreen display. If you get the LX or an EX, you get the smaller display. If you get Sport and up, you get this new wide display, and this is the biggest screen you can get on any Honda right now. So the Accord is the only one that have it right now. Everything else get the 9-inch display. So if you want the wider screen, you have to get the Accord. I'm sure that this will kind of slowly trickle down to all of our other models as the years go by. But here's very customizable. The folding is a screen, so there's no buttons at all. You do have a volume knob and a power button, but that's the only physical button up here. Everything else is on the screen. So, I'm ready. I'm about to hit home. I'm already at home. So you have phone, you have FM, you have Bluetooth, you have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and if you get an LX or an EX, you have to plug your phone in to use that feature. On the Accord, you can still plug your phone in, but it is wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So you have to get Sport and up to get the wireless. Pretty much, once you get this widescreen, you have it wireless. You have the power flow, so same thing where I was showing you guys over here, where it'll show you what's going on, your battery level, what's powering the car, what's operating the car, how's it, what type of charging are you doing, pretty much what's going on with the vehicle. And when you push a button, you hit the clicks, which is really nice. You have trip computer, Alexa built in, you have USB port, you have vehicle settings, general settings, profile settings, because you can have multiple profiles in the Accord. So right now it says owner right up there, but you can set up your profile, put your name up there, and customize the pretty much your settings to how you want it. So whenever you get into the vehicle, you choose your profile, and then everything is set. So that's new. Of course, didn't have that before. We had something similar, but it was only to the keys. You couldn't come in here and actually customize however you wanted to. It's per key. So Honda has that. Well, the Accord has that. You have AM radio there. System updates here too, and I believe this have over-the-air updates, if I'm not mistaken. So if the UI changes, you can update it to get the newer UI, which is cool because your car is pretty much like your phone now. You have built-in Wi-Fi hotspot. AT&T gives you a free trial once you sign up, and then you can pay for a subscription to use that feature. You have clock, you have Honda Link, and every Accord, even the LX, get the full Honda Link, not just the basic Honda Link that the previous Accord used to have. You get remote, I think remote, security, basic of course, standard, and concierge. It's available on every trim level of the Accord. So you get the newer Honda Link, which is nice. And then you do have a compass back here, display mode, and you can view all your apps as well. Now, the menu doesn't take up the whole screen, so you can see that you do have a helper screen over here. And with the helper screen, you can have a power flow, or you can have a clock, or you can have a compass, or you can have what media you're listening to. I'll leave it on the power flow. And on this left side here, you see how it says press and hold, because you can probably add a new app there, which is cool. So, oh, look at that. So frequently used apps are placed here. Tap here to customize. Oh, okay. That's good to know. I never messed with that before. And then you can edit the shortcuts. Okay. Oh, I see. So I think from here you can grab and, oh, okay, yeah, I see it. Okay, that's cool. So you can customize the sidebar, or you can customize this screen over here. So that's cool. And the touchscreen display, easy to use. You see me using it with one hand. Real simple. I do love the new menu for settings. So if you go to, I think it's vehicles. Oh yeah, just reorganize it. Everything's different now. But if you go to vehicle settings, I like this new menu where it shows a picture of the Accord. And you can actually, if you go to, I think it's menu, and you go to body color, you can pick what color is your Accord. So look at that. They could put crystal black pearl. They got the red. I think, is that red? Yeah, I think it's radiant red. Still night pearl. That's actually pretty cool. Is that radiant red? Yeah, I think that's radiant red. But yeah, I love the new menu. The Accord also will give you walkaway auto lock too. So that's a feature you get with a smart key. So if you go to door setup and you have it right there. And what's cool is you can either just toggle it like that, or if you push the menu, you can go in the menu and check it off like normal. So this new infotainment system, the newer Honda Link in the Accords is very intuitive, very nice. If you're using Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, I believe it takes up the whole screen too. So that's actually really nice. So down below that is your climate control, and I love that your climate control is not on the screen, so you still have physical buttons. You do have heated seats, 3 different levels, high, medium, and low. Same thing on the passenger side. If you get a touring, you can get ventilated seats, but anything below touring will be heated. Besides, I think Sport doesn't give you heated, so that's one reason why you want to buy a Sport L and not a Sport, because you want heated seats. Sport doesn't have it. You have air circulation here. You do have auto climate control, and you do have a dual zone climate control, so you can customize, driver. Oh, it's already on high. So that person freeze, you stay warm. Pretty much, you can customize or turn on sync, and you control both sides. You have your modes here. Front defrost. You have heated back. You don't have heated side mirrors, which is interesting, but I believe you get an EXL and Touring, you get the heated side mirrors. And you have AC on and off as well. Down below that, you have two USB-Cs. USB-A, I guess, is gone. That's just a thing of the past now. So this one will charge and use Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. This one will charge only. And then you have a little storage down here. And if you get a Touring, you get a wireless phone charger, standard. Coming along down here, you do have your shift knob, which is leather wrapped, just like the steering wheel. And you do have your transmission selector here, so park, reverse, neutral, drive. Pretty simple. You have your cup holder here. I have no idea what you're putting in the middle. You're not putting your phone here because phones are way too big. They're falling out. So I don't know what you're going to put in that slot, but you have a slot there. And you do have drive modes. So when you toggle this guy, you can go between, let me zoom in and show you guys. You have sport, you have individual, you have normal, and econ. And when you toggle it, it will also change the screen here too. So it's actually pretty cool. And if you go to individual, this is something new where you can customize your drive. So you hit customize down there, and you can change the powertrain to econ, normal, sport, change your steering, normal, sport, your adaptive cruise control, econ, normal. Even the gauges, you can make the gauges sport or normal. It turns red if you go to sport. So if you need to customize your drive, you don't like the default drives, you can go in there and do what you need to do. Below that, you do have your EV button here. So this will allow you to put the Accord into electric mode only. And I think you, based on your throttle response, and if you're below, I think if you go over 30 miles per hour, it will kick the engine on. But if you stay at lower speeds and light throttle response, it'll allow you to drive on electric only. But right now, you can see it's on auto. If I push the button, it says EV, which is pretty cool. Now it says EV mode not available for heating cabinet. Switch off to heater. Switch off heater. So I can't put in EV mode because I have the heater on. I have to turn off the heater to put on the EV mode. So that's cool that I just caught that just now. And then you have electronic parking brake, and then you have brake hold. And while you're in drive, you can take your foot off the brakes and then hold your brake while you drive. Super simple. Armrest here is very soft. I love how this feels. And you do have storage in here. You have a power outlet in there, and that's pretty much it. Let's take a look at the glove box here. So it is not lockable. Oh, it is lockable, and it is not lined, but it is damped. Coming along here, you have a normal rear view mirror. It's not auto dimming. If you get, I think, an EXL Touring, it's auto dimming standard, but there's no home link. So you do have to add home link if you wanted that. Moonroof there. You have your map lights here, and they are LED. Sunglass holder. You do have like a little 911 button here, so you can open that up and push for emergency. Open the moonroof. You do have the visor here, and it is LED. I know it looks yellow in the video, but it's LED, so pretty bright. And you have the black headliner on the Sport L, and I think it's only black as well. And in the back seat, you can see you have a storage down there. This is not soft. This is not soft at all in the back door, which, you know, I assume that will be the case. It is perforated back here. No map pocket behind the driver. Let's jump in here. You do have a map pocket behind the passenger, but no air vents and no USB-Cs on the Sport L. You have to get an EXL and up for that. But you can see the cabin. It's a beautiful cabin. You do have armrests and cup holders as well. Jump out of here, and I'm gonna show you guys the trunk. So remember, it pops all the way for you, and seats do split. So you do have these levers right here where you can split the seats. You do get carpet that comes with your Accord, and you get a flat fix kit because there's no spare tire, and you do get a funnel as well. So if you get an LX or EX, you get a spare tire. The hybrids, no spare tire. We made it to the trim walk. So 2024 Honda Accord. Here's all the trim levels, and you have your plain Jane base model, LX, EX, which I told you guys are non-hybrid. They're 1.5 turbo, 4-cylinder engines, gas only. And when you go to a Sport, Sport, which is an upgrade from the EX. Then you have the EXL, which is an upgrade from the EX. Then you have the Sport L, which is an upgrade from the Sport. So the EXL and Sport L are very similar in pricing. I kind of went into detail with that in my EXL video. Make sure you guys go to my Accord playlist, check out my 24 EXL video. And the Sport L pretty much have everything that Sport have, and this is what it adds. So if you can't decide if you want a Sport or a Sport L, This is gonna be a deal breaker right here. Leather trimmed seats. That's probably the one of the biggest things why you get a Sport L and not a Sport. And not really so much the driver seat with two position memory, but that is a cool feature to have. Comes in handy, especially if you have more than one drivers with the vehicle. You know, you and your wife and your husband, kids, things of that sort, friends, family members, whoever. And the front passenger seat is a four-way power adjustment, which is nice. Heated seats that's a deal breaker. I know a lot of you are going to get the Sport L because of the heated seats, because Sport doesn't have it. And the rear diffuser, not really, but I'm glad Honda at least threw in something to make it look a little bit different than the Sport. Because if you remember the previous Accord, you had the Sport and the Sport 2.0, RP to 2 liter in the Accord. They look exactly the same. Of course, the 2.0 had more features than the Sport, but they look exactly the same. And on the previous generation, the Sport 2.0 was an EX. On this generation, the Sport L technically is an EXL, but it doesn't have, I think, parking sensors. It doesn't have the air vents in the rear, and it doesn't have the USB-C ports in the rear. So the EXL just get a smidge more features than the Sport L, even though the Sport L costs more than the EXL. But let's jump in. Let's go build one up. Here's the lineup of all the Accords. So these 4 hybrids, these 2 are not. And the Sport L does cost more than the EXL, even though the EXL have like a smidge more features, which is very interesting. But it makes sense because remember, the EXL is an upgrade from the EX, and the Sport L is an upgrade from the Sport. These two are not like upgrades from each other, so it can get a little bit confusing, but it's kind of how Honda did it. So on the Sport L, your gas mileage is going to be 46 city, 41 highway, 44 combined. If you do get an EXL, it'll be 51 city, 44 highway, 48 combined. So EXL is the most fuel efficient Accord you can get in the lineup because the EXL have 17s inch wheels. And if you get a Sport L, or Touring, you get the 19-inch wheels. So if you care about gas mileage, EXL is probably the way to go. But if you like how this looks, Sport L is the way to go. So here's your color options. You have Crystal Black Pearl, which only comes with black interior. You have Platinum White Pearl, which only comes with black interior. Sport L only comes with black interior. So I'm not I'm going to go through all of them because I know somebody's going to say something. Radiant Red Metallic, which comes in black interior. You have Steel Night Pearl, which comes in black interior. And I love Steel Night Pearl because when I first started working with Honda back in 2016, when we had Accord Coupes, you were able to get them in Steel Night Pearl. So it's a cool color. And then you have Urban Gray Pearl, which only comes in black interior as well. Now, if you get white, red, blue, pretty much all the colors but black, you do have to pay their premium color. So keep that in mind. So black will be the lowest price Sport L in the lineup. So let's go to the base price. You're looking at $34,525. You don't have a color charge, and destination handling is $10.95. Your MSRP is going to be $35,620. Now, the 24s will come with a service pass, which is a 2-year complimentary maintenance plan, or 24,000 miles. You get free oil changes, tire rotation, multi-point inspection, and yeah, that's it. Oil filter. Yeah, that's pretty much it, what you get with the maintenance plan. And let's see the wheels that you get. So you get the HBD wheels. I had a EX that had the wheels, and I was about to make the video, but the car sold. They are 19s, and they actually look pretty nice. I mean, I don't know about the red. I wish this was black in the middle, but I like how they look. But to be honest, the Sport L wheels, I don't know why it doesn't do that. Like, yeah, there we go. I don't know. That's so weird. But the Sport L wheels, it looks nice. I like the standard wheels. Let's go into an accessory. So we're going to jump into electronics, and you can add a wireless phone charger if you wanted to. So it's standard on the Touring, but you can add it here through your dealership. So that's nice to know. Let's go into interior. So you can add HomeLink, and the HomeLink also will add a auto-dimming rearview mirror because the Sport L gives you a standard mirror. If you get a EXL and Touring, you get the auto-dimming, but you still have to buy this to get the HomeLink. So keep that in mind. But you get the all-season floor mats and, not that much accessories, actually. Now think about it. Look at that. There's not that much accessories you can add on the Sport L, because it is a kind of a higher trim, so it comes with a few goodies already. And on the exterior, you have all your protection and stuff, and you have all these good stuff. You can dress them up. There's the underbody spoiler you can add if you get another trim, and you can add it on the front too. But I like how the spoiler already comes with it. Give it a nice look. It looks a little bit different because everyone already complained how the look is not as aggressive. So the Sport L at least put a little sport in there. That's the walk around on the Sport L. Drop a comment below what you guys think about the Sport L. Would you get the Sport instead of this guy? Personally, if I had to decide between a Sport or a Sport L, I'll probably get this. I mean, to be honest, this is actually an easy choice because a lot of people out there do not like leather seats. I've had a lot of customers, they don't want leather, so they rather get the Sport. Or they rather just get the EX because the EX is cloth with heated seats, but if you want a hybrid, then you have to get a Sport, but you just can't have heated seats. And the Sport L, I mean, if you want heated seats, you have to get leather, pretty much in a hybrid. So Honda kind of made it where you have to make some choices. And because of Honda is a one-size-fits-all type brand, you don't really build these, like, feature-wise. You kind of got to decide which route you want to take. But the Sport L is a good package, like I said, just in case you want a little bit more. You don't want to spend, as much as in the 40s for touring, but you have some money to spend more than a Sport. This is definitely the way to go. And put some black tints on it like the one I had. And the rear diffuser actually makes a difference back here. It's actually pretty nice. But, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment. Drop a comment below. Do you like it? Do you don't like it? Are you going to buy one? Do you pass on it? Do you think another car is better? Why? Just let me know. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm going to catch you guys in the next walk around.